suggested that we meet under a disused yeti by the river.
Disused Yeti?
Hi, welcome to a Disused Yeti. I'm Risa Romano.
My name's Ken.
I'm Warren. Jay Cox.
This is Scrap.
Because we're supposed to do both names, he just never does.
And we're a galaxy of comics that we have not put up.
Yes, I'm sorry. Look, I got the t-shirt.
So, we have a lot to talk about. I took a month off, and it turned into a month and a half, and,
Where did you go?
I'm picking shit up.
I was dealing with life that caught up to me.
You
And
okay?
I just had a lot to do.
She's got new hair, Gina. She's got new hair.
I do have new hair. Yeah, I was doing my hair for a month.
It looks good.
So,
Wow, it took a while. Are you like cutting each one individually?
yeah. We were going to talk about, and still are going to talk about, sort of an overview of what we thought of the Series 10 of Doctor Who, but we then got the announcement today,
Literally like an hour ago.
a couple hours ago, or an hour or so ago, that
I just saw it 10 minutes ago.
we have a new Doctor, which is very exciting. I don't know how much we need to talk about this. There's not a lot to say.
What's her name?
Yeah, what's her name?
Her name?
It's Jodie Whittaker is our new Doctor, who, I mean, I was looking at her IMDb. There's not a lot that I know her from, except with one major exception, and that's Broadchurch. She's the mother of the boy who dies in the very beginning. And she's still in it. We're in season 3. And
She's still in it?
Yeah, there's a totally new case.
Weird.
But they've found a reason to keep her going.
Okay.
And I was like, well, Chris Chibnall must really like her because
He must.
he's taken her with him. So I think that will be good in regards to they know each other and they've worked together for a while now.
Mm-hmm.
So if nothing else, the showrunner and the Doctor have a good working relationship. She's a very talented actress, in my opinion. I mean, that's a hard role to play, and she's...
I need to watch, because she's been in Black Mirror, and I love Black Mirror, which means I have
Which
to
one is
rewatch
she
whatever,
in?
I don't know, whatever
I've only
she's
watched
been
the
in,
first... I haven't watched the new season.
The new season's really
I haven't
good.
either.
Yeah.
I haven't either.
I need to watch.
So yeah, I love Black Mirror. I will probably rewatch that episode if she's
figure out which one.
Yeah, once
Yeah.
we figure it out what she and if she's a big character.
As a matter of
she's
fact,
like,
I'll put it in the show notes, so if anyone doesn't want to watch the entirety of Broadchurch, which you should, though, I mean, it's really good.
Yeah.
The first 2 seasons are on Netflix. The 3rd season's airing week by week on BBC America. We're going to talk about Season 10, Series 10 of Doctor Who. Overall, good, bad, and different.
I thought it was good.
yeah,
I really enjoyed Bill.
yeah,
Yes.
I did too. I think
She
she added
I think
a lot.
she was maybe one of the best parts for me.
Yeah, she added a
And
lot.
Capaldi, of course.
She added a lot. He's good. It's just again the writing has been so off and on, so inconsistent in his run that it was sort of nice to get Bill that kind of shook things up and kind of made it feel a little bit different.
Yeah,
that
I
was
liked
important.
that it was someone who didn't know his universe. I think that gave it an infusion of something fresh that we hadn't had for a couple seasons.
Yeah.
I've
said this before, but I feel like you need to have that, and I think it's very important that it's a character that you can identify with.
Yeah.
Although I still feel like it does not necessarily need to be a human, male or female. It could be something else. I think the companion does not necessarily need to be,
Well, seeing as they're mixing things up, maybe they'll mix it up.
Maybe they will.
Yeah.
They
should bring Nardole back. I know Warren hates him.
I hate that
Nardole
fucking guy!
He's not human. He's the non-human you're asking for.
Yeah, you have what you want, and you're just like, I hate him. He's
I just didn't like
fair.
that guy. I just didn't like him.
I like him. He gives the doctor shit and makes me laugh.
I liked Nardole a lot more than I was expecting to. I still kind of don't entirely understand what his purpose was supposed to be.
He just had nothing better to do. I think that's what it was, is like, with River gone, he had nowhere to go, and the doctor's like,
well,
fuck
I think
it, come
that's
with
why he originally picked Nardole up, and it was just kind of strange to me. It's like, okay, but now we have a companion, and we still have Nardole.
Mm-hmm.
So
what, he just gonna kick Nardole out?
Well, no, because he couldn't do that, obviously.
Yeah.
That would be terrible. But I just didn't understand what, from the writing perspective, the purpose of that character kind of was.
I don't know if he has perspective anymore. I think he's just kind of lost his mind. I just saw this. I was looking up the episodes. Did you... The Christmas special is called The Doctors.
This upcoming one?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, we know that
it's going to be. Yeah.
We're at least going to have
2.
You've seen.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
We're going to at least have 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there was a...
It would be cool if we had more.
But each one called... Well, maybe that's part of the thing, because it's usually the 3 doctors, the 5 doctors, the 2 doctors.
Yeah.
They didn't give it a number.
Right.
And I think part of it's because there's going to be a regeneration.
I think there's going to be more, too.
And I think
like, there was a Doctor Who magazine cover that got put out recently, and there were multiple doctors on the cover.
Who were the doctors?
It was obviously Capaldi and one. But Paul McGann was on it. Tom Baker was on it.
Oh my god.
David Tennant was on it, and Matt Smith was on it.
Is there any kind of like rumor or anything on how she's going to be introduced in? I'm assuming she's going to be introduced in this, right? In the Christmas
special.
episode.
As I understand it, they're going to do like they did with End of Time Part 2, where the majority of the episode is going to be written by Stephen Moffat.
Mm-hmm. Oh God.
With 12 as the Doctor, and then the last couple minutes are going to be written by Chris Chibnall with his new Doctor. So, what did you have like high points or low points? I guess I would like to kind of maybe start with positive things.
I liked the vault. I liked really trying to suss out what the vault
that was fun. Like, what's it? I mean, we all kind of knew. I think we all knew how the match.
I had a suspicion,
because we kind of know. Like, that's the problem. They give us so information. Like, oh, Missy's going to be in this season. Oh, Missy's in the vault.
Right.
Well,
like, as soon as he starts talking to it, it's like
that's really the problem of the internet. It's just impossible in the age of the internet to have any kind of.
Even back in the day, like
us.
Doctor Who has always been that problem, like in the magazines and shit.
Yeah, that's true too.
I wish we hadn't known about Johnson, because that
would have been crazy.
It's really funny because I didn't know about Johnson. I really didn't.
You got the surprise.
No, I got the surprise. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe you guys had mentioned it and I just didn't listen to you. I don't know, but
oh, you're so lucky. I knew both of those.
Yeah, I had no idea.
No, I knew it too.
Yeah, he pulled off that mask and I'm like, I remember you.
You're like, God, it was well, I'm curious to hear how your reaction was then, because I didn't get to have that. I was really excited when I found out he was coming back, but that took away that moment of, oh my God.
Well, that's sort of that moment for me was very foreboding. Mm-hmm. Because it's like once you realize he's such he's such a presence early on, and he's such a horrible terrible incarnation. I mean, a good incarnation, but I'm saying he's such an awful person. He's such an awful incarnation of the Master that it's just like, oh God, real bad shit is about to happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
you can see it coming from a mile away. You're like, there's nothing I can do about it.
Yeah. As soon as he did that, that's exactly what my reaction was. Is, oh, this is not good.
Yeah.
This is not good.
Yeah. Did you have any suspicion before he took the mask off of who that really was?
No.
Yeah, I didn't realize that's who it was going to be.
Because he was in it, I got it about halfway through. I was like,
and you realized?
Because his voice slipped up at one point, I think.
Was he actually playing that other character?
He was playing that character.
Oh, I didn't realize.
See, and I didn't get that, and I did question about halfway through, like,
who is this?
What exactly is going on with this character?
Yeah.
They've put a lot of time into him. Who exactly is this guy? Mm-hmm. And then you realize, it's like, ooh.
Yeah. But to go back to the beginning, because I liked the pilot. Did you guys like the pilot?
Oh yeah, I thought the pilot
think the setup
was great.
Was really
I liked
good.
the Smile episode.
The Smile was solid, yeah. Mm-hmm. The first 5 episodes for me I wish that the whole season could have been like that, because that was really, I think that they were.
The exploring.
That I just want that. That's what I want Doctor Who to be.
Yeah.
And I especially liked Thin Ice and Oxygen were, for me, the 2 highest points.
Yeah.
And Thin Ice was...
What was the other one? Oxygen and what?
Oxygen and Thin Ice.
Thin Ice was really good.
Thin Ice was fantastic.
Yeah.
Which one was Oxygen?
The one with the spacesuits that start...
yes.
I thought that one was fun.
Yeah.
I really liked Thin Ice. He had that great kind of monologue in it.
Yeah.
So
weirdly, any time they ever go back to pre-1900, Earth, it always seems to be kind of like, not always, but I mean, a lot of times it seems to be very, it's a fun thing to explore.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think
Regency era, that's...
Yeah.
And so good for him, and he got to dress up and she got to dress up, and I like that sort of thing. That's fun. It kind of changes it up. And that was Sarah Dollard wrote that one. Jamie Matheson wrote Oxygen. I know that they're changing up the writing style, but I hope that they bring in a couple of people like that. I think we should talk about the monks too, because they got 3 episodes all to themselves.
Yeah, that was a bit long.
I didn't care for it. God, could have done that.
Remind me?
The one where the monks, the mummy monks, took over the world with love us, blah, blah, blah.
Yes.
If it had been 1 or even 2 episodes, it would have been okay, but it was 3, and I'm by the time it was over, I was like, oh my god.
And Extremis, I like the idea behind it. If it had been a Black Mirror episode, I think I would have really liked it. But because they were here's an episode of Doctor Who, but it didn't happen, that bugged me.
Yeah.
So I just sat through an hour of something that didn't happen.
Yeah. Well, that's like anything that tries to do that sort of thing.
Yeah.
I do like the end of that. He's like, I'm going to do what everybody does. I'm going to call the doctor.
Yeah, that was cute.
Okay, that's kind of fun.
Yeah.
But, a whole hour of that.
A whole hour that didn't happen.
Yeah.
They could have done that in 10 minutes. They could have wrapped that up in
Could have been a mini prologue thing to the other 2.
Yeah.
I did have a serious... Well, I'd have 2 things. I have a serious problem, but then also an emotional reaction that I had that I wasn't expecting. My serious problem was Bill shooting the doctor. I was mad at the doctor because he put her in a position where she was so upset that she thought her only option at that point was to kill him.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And she doesn't know what a regeneration is. She didn't know what the hell that was happening. I don't know why I'm trying to censor myself.
I was going to say, I signed up and,
I think Warren said cock 10 times.
Yeah, at least.
She didn't know what was happening, so that really bothered me. It felt like the 7th Doctor and Ace. And that sort of manipulative relationship. And 12 isn't like that. And it felt out of character for me. And then they were just, he's laughing about it after it's over, and she just sort of, brushes it aside. It's no, this is not how either of these characters would be reacting.
Yeah.
But that being said, at the end, when they did the thing with the mother, and I wasn't expecting it, and it, caught me really off guard, I just started crying. There was no ramp up, it was just tears.
Yeah.
And I had thought, that I really didn't like that episode, but I think something about the ending finally got to me.
Well, look, one of the things that this show does such a good job of, regardless of Moffat, is the fact that it's got great character building. It really, really does.
Does anyone have anything to say about Eaters of Light or Empress of Mars, if we're going to keep going? Or actually...
I liked Empress of Mars. I thought that one was kind of a fun. Anytime they're on an alien world, and then it's oh my god, you have British soldiers from, what was
I like the idea
that was kind of
1800s, 1700s?
That's true. That was kind of fun.
Do you prefer, one episode stories, or where they go on, 2? Or...
It depends. If there's enough story to tell, then I'm good with 2.
I'm big on, Monster of the Week kind of thing.
But I do like Monster of the Week, which we got... I think there was a lot of that this season. And we'll get into this in the end, too. Something that we have all complained about is how often, more recently, there has been a big world-ending calamity that affects everything.
We've talked about this.
And how we prefer a lot smaller stories where it's no, we have to save this person or this place.
And that was nice. That was really nice about this
much of Season 10. Yeah. Most of Season 10. Yeah. All of Season 10, really. That was just, it wasn't, we have to save the entire universe. It was, we have to save this group of people.
Right.
Eaters of Light, did that have...
Which one was that?
There's an evil, crazy creature, and they have to keep it at bay.
Oh, yeah, and they go... It was a Scotland one, right?
I think so.
I'm still blanking on it.
It's the one where they go back in time, and they get separated... there's the dragon or something that's coming out and eating people.
Wow, that was kind of forgettable.
And there was I forgot about them, but I did like it.
Yeah,
I think the thing is I got behind on the show, so I watched those last 3 in one sitting, and then the last 2 was and I kind of forgot about that.
I forgot about that one too.
That one
had the feel of this is going to change everything, and it didn't.
It's notable, though, for a reason. Do you know who wrote it?
It was the person who wrote the last episode of the original series.
It's the only time we've had a writer from the classic series write a new episode.
Oh, you shouldn't be. Oh, well, that does explain.
Rona Monroe?
Okay, that does explain something, because it does sort of feel that way. I
forgot about that episode, but yesterday I was walking into work, and there was a crow on top of the building as I was walking in. I'm like, oh, they're saying that name. And then I'm like, wait, what the fuck was that? Yeah. Like, that's stuck in my head, but I'm like, what am I talking about?
You know what? I did the same thing after that episode.
I thought it was a decent episode.
I did too. I know you
See, for me, that was forgettable. I liked it while I was watching it, but the fact that you guys had to go on for like 3 minutes to remind me what the fuck that episode was.
It's not the most memorable, but like I went through to see if I could call them all to mind without, like, if I could just count them all up, and I could remember it.
So it was a pretty. That sounds like a pretty solid season.
No, it was a solid season. And I think it was
Capaldi's best.
Yeah.
I think.
Well, again, I think because it's better. It was better writing. I think maybe it was better thought out and
better companion.
Yeah, better companion.
I loved Bill. I really did love Bill.
Yeah.
So we should probably talk about.
So we should talk about that. So it's a two-parter, the finale, and I think the second part was out like 75 minutes or something like that.
Yeah, it was longer.
And it started with Missy playing Doctor, and
that was fun.
And that
was really fun.
Very, very
are you eating crisps?
Yeah.
No. Chomp, chomp, chomp.
Can we just stop it here before anything else happens?
Love that woman, and I really hope that wasn't the end.
It sounds like it is.
I think it might be, but they brought John Sim back. Having Missy travel around with the two of them, I thought was totally fun.
Yes.
And then something really horrible happened.
Right.
A lot of horrible happened.
And then a lot of horrible happened.
Yeah. Well, but again, with that incarnation of the Master, you can kind of understand.
Yeah.
I mean, that's horrible. It's horrible.
But the blue guy, when he first shows up and shoots Bill in the chest, I was surprised because I was sad, but I was surprised at the way in which they did it.
Where you actually looked through her gaping hole.
Oh,
yeah. What the hell was that? This is Doctor Who.
Yeah, I was watching it and my dad was in the room and he's like, I thought this was like a kid's show. That's messed up.
Yeah.
Well, there's been a number of moments.
But
really
it's
good
never
example.
been like that.
A really good example is and you're way better at this than I am. The prior incarnation of the Master enslaves Martha's whole family for like a year or two, but it's the rest of the world too.
Yeah.
Doesn't he enslave the entire world for like a year or two? It's like Jesus Christ, this is horrible. Killing people. He was just a horrible, horrible person.
Yeah, he was a terrible person. But so when we saw that, we hadn't seen, I don't think, anything that violent and visual.
Yeah, that's true.
This is kind of my comparison go-to, because the last time we saw a companion die, it was Clara, and the way that they killed her was the raven falls into her chest, disappears, and she falls down.
Yeah.
You don't see some horrible injury.
Yeah. And they still kind of made her die, not die thing.
Yeah, and then she comes back an episode later. Yeah. So I don't think that they should have.
It was definitely
that, or should have shot her
abrupt.
Differently. I the fact that this whole part of her is
because anytime anybody gets shot, it's always like an energy blast.
It's Doctor Who, and I think that they know kind of how far to take it usually, and I think this went past.
Yeah, that was a little bit too much.
Yeah,
and then they bring her back, and it's like, oh, here's the fucking robot heart, and
I
was like, I want to see that. What does that look like?
The transition the transition at the end of the episode where she's both, where she is the Cyberman, but she's also, playing Bill, and it's because she sees herself as different.
Yeah.
As herself rather, and not a Cyberman. Was sketchy. I understand what they were trying to do. I'm not entirely sure they were successful.
And that's. I'm glad because it meant we got more Pearl Mackie, and I love watching her in that show. But I think that if you stop for a second and try and hear a Cyberman sing this
doesn't
really work.
Because every time she was talking, I'm trying to imagine what a Cyberman would sound like. I'm like, oh, that's just how does that?
It doesn't work.
Yeah. I'm curious when they have the scenes where it is a Cyberman. Was she wearing the costume?
Was not. She was very disappointed she did not get it.
Oh no, really?
It's not her.
They should have. Although I didn't think it was, so I'm like, I think that's taller than what she is.
She's too short to have done it.
Who was the water girl?
Heather.
No, but I'm just saying, like, what?
No, oh, that's the other thing. They're like, she got her happily ever after. She doesn't know this girl.
Yes, that was my other thing. It's like, that's like...
She kind of crushed on her for a few months.
She has a crush on her, and she's talked to her a couple of times. Yeah. That was their entire... It's not like she was her girlfriend or something. That's like me moving...
So we get one more time. What is she?
We don't know. She's a water person.
Yeah, she's a water person. She has omnipotent powers at this point and travels around the universe.
Does that make Bill an omnipotent?
I think so. I think that's what she made her.
So I guess technically she could come back.
Yeah.
Well, I think that part of the reason they left it open was because I don't know that Chibnall... Well, he probably has decided now, but I think that they haven't officially announced that Bill is gone and not going to be the companion next season. So I think that maybe part of the reason they left it a little open-ended is if Chibnall goes, you know what, I want Bill to be the companion.
That's a good point.
Here you go.
That's a good point.
But I think that this is maybe a time to go back to multiple companions. I mean, we've kind of had that in season 10. That was
right.
Nardole became such a major character.
His name was in the opening credits scene, right?
Yeah, and it was in the opening
No, he's a companion.
No. If he's not a companion, then either is Barrowman. What's his name? Captain Jack.
Jack. Well, I consider Jack to be a part-time companion.
Yeah. Okay.
He was
yeah. Because
although, like, anytime they do like a book or an audio thing or any sort of like
he was in this one, wasn't he? When
Yes.
they were flashing back to all the new companions.
Yes.
Yeah. Did they?
Yes, they did.
Okay.
No, they definitely showed him. Yeah, he's definitely a companion. If he's a companion, so's Nardole.
Yeah.
They should bring Captain Jack back.
God, I so wish. I wish
that
would
be really fun. Moffat basically
just
did that with all his companions. They got some weird like awful death, but not death thing.
Yeah.
Death with the asterisk at the end.
What did you both think of that little joke with Missy when she's like, "Oh, that's his name, Doctor Who"?
I thought it was cute as a joke. I don't think it's. I've decided not to believe it.
No, I don't think it's true. I just thought it was funny.
I think I didn't like it, and because they've done it one other time, right? The idea that she says his real name is Doctor Who, it better damn well be a joke. I'm
pretty sure it's a joke. I thought it was a funny joke.
Yeah, I hope so.
I'm sure. Well, and it doesn't matter because we're not going to ever find out, I don't think.
Yeah.
I didn't like the whole cyber conversion thing. At all. That bugged me.
Well, I think those episodes had real problems regardless.
And I think that the fact that I was just part of the problem was it's a gay black woman, and they have manipulated and mutated her mind and body. Yeah. And I get that it sucks that we have to be concerned about this, but it is still something we have to take into account. Yeah. I wish that she was so normal a thing that we would see on TV that we didn't have to worry about it. But the world existing as it is, we do. Yeah. And I don't think that was a good...
Well, and the way they set up how you fought against the Cybermen, because it's the programming of the ship and all of that, I don't think you needed it. I don't think there was a necessity to make her a Cyberman. Like at the very end where she decide I'm going to stick with the Doctor, and if that means I'm dying, then fine. Yeah. And then something happens to her, and Heather, the puddle woman, comes and rescues her and says, "Hey, you can live a great life. Let's go." Yeah. Then fine. But you didn't need to do that. I felt like, it felt egregious. It just felt like it was totally unnecessary.
Part of it was when the whole thing with her in the barn, her not knowing that she was a Cyberman, I was so disturbed by that because she didn't understand. She knew that everyone was flipping out whenever she was around, and she was like, "What did I do? Happening? What is going on?" The fact that she didn't even know made it that much worse for me.
Yeah, I agree. It was unnecessary.
I think they could have kept it where she just had the artificial heart
if they had done
that was keeping her from being able to leave. They could have had a very similar story that was much more acceptable. Like at the end, when the Cyberman shoots her, it's her, right? or when the Doctor gets shot by a Cyberman.
It's her. That was my understanding. Yeah.
Yeah, like that was like, oh, that's fucked up too.
Yeah.
Can you just not fuck everything up so bad?
Because I guess what was happening was her brain was changing. It just it took it that long.
Yeah, because I think he mentions it at one point. He's like, you can fight this, but you're not gonna be able to fight it forever.
Yeah, let's talk about that ending.
The ending?
Yeah.
I knew it was coming.
I did too. That I did know. That was
and unfortunately, it was like a Facebook spoiler because like an hour before I watched it, I saw a picture of Capaldi and the guy playing the first Doctor.
I think you had mentioned it to me. I think you had.
I had seen a rumor about it, but I didn't know until the day of.
Well, see, and I thought, especially when he's on his back and it's obvious, okay, you're either dead or you're about to regenerate. I just thought, oh, maybe I heard wrong, maybe something, and then
Although I do think it's really interesting because, like, this is basically the first Doctor's last thing too, right?
I think it's supposed to be 10th Planet.
Yeah. So it seems like, are they both going to have their regeneration kind of at the same time, kind of thing?
Oh, that would be crazy if Phil was like right off stage in 12th Planet.
Yeah,
I'd actually watch that immediately.
That would be interesting.
Yeah. Well, were you excited to see the premise for what the Christmas special?
Oh yeah, I was like, anytime they want to bring in things from like the past,
I agree.
I'm all for it. Like I wish they would get someone to play, the second or third Doctor.
They need to find someone real good. I mean, I think they
doesn't
Patrick Troughton's unfortunate. Yeah. There are certainly options if they're going to do a thing where they bring back all the Doctors. There are ways to do it. Like
I would love to see Sean Pertwee.
Absolutely.
He looks like him. He could easily.
He does. So throw a wig on him.
He's a great actor.
Yeah.
That's
I don't care how old Tom Baker is, as long as he's still alive. Let him do it.
If it's Tom Baker, you can't.
I totally agree.
Yeah, his voice.
Yeah.
Good God.
Yes.
His voice is booming.
Yep.
First of all, he wouldn't let you recast that.
No. Yeah. Nope.
If there's anything overall, or something that we didn't mention yet that is worth bringing up,
I'm very excited for the new Doctor.
I'm very excited for the new Doctor. Oh my God.
I'm sad to see.
I just hope, like.
Yeah, me too.
I am too.
I'm sad, but if they have to do it,
right,
then doing something like this is.
I mean, I'm just because like I kept hearing all these rumors like, oh, we want another David Tennant or Matt Smith type. And I'm like, no.
You're still going to have haters. You're still going to have. You know what I mean? There's so many. Again, there's so many traps here. There's so many. Yeah. Like, wait a minute. It's got to be not just her. It's also got to be the rest of the staff who's saying, we've got to be super careful. I mean, do they go very progressive? Do they, there's all kinds of traps here.
First of all, put some women in the writer's room, please, 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 please.
Yeah.
And there is a writer's room now, right?
Supposedly. Yeah. I don't know who's in it.
Yeah.
But, so first of all, just because I know that men can write amazing female characters, and Chris Chibnall can, because I've been watching Broadchurch.
Sure.
But I think that it would help to have that perspective, at least, to be like, hey, can you read this for me and tell me what you think?
Yeah.
Because it does make a difference.
Yeah.
We did talk about it, but we were kind of brief about it. I did like the Master and Missy stuff.
Oh, I love that. The scene where they're dancing? That was fucking great. I loved that.
Very much so, yeah.
A little disturbing, some of that stuff, but
very disturbing.
I was like, almost like, are they going to just start making out at some point?
Yes, that would have been very disturbing.
Which would have been hilarious, because he's so in love with himself.
He would.
That's a good point.
He's so
egotistical. Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah. But I was glad to see Johnson back, and it was cool that we still got Michelle Gomez, and they were just like, we'll just both be in it.
And the end of that, like, holy crap.
Yeah. But it would be sad if she's
dead.
She's dead.
Yeah.
She does seem dead.
She seems very dead.
Yeah, but the Master has seemed dead a number of times.
I think we pretty well. Unless there's anyone more last minute.
We should probably go.
We should probably go.
Because I gotta pee and I gotta open the tent.
So hopefully this won't take as long to get to the next episode.
Yeah.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Disused Yeti?